Hey y'all, happy Keishuary. We're on day 4. And I'm gonna let y'all come on in, share the live. Come on in and share the live, share the live. Okay. Let me make sure we're live on here too. On Instagram as well. I hope everybody's having a great day. It says I'm live on Instagram too. All right, let's see if that's actually factual. It says I am live. You know, we're just making sure we're tapped in. We're making sure we're all in the right place where we're supposed to be. We are all in the right space where we're supposed to be. Y'all, it's day 4 today. I'm sharing my story. If you've been on my YouTube channel, then you know the story of when I quit my 9 to 5 and just the girl I was in that video. If you get a chance, go watch that testimony. It's so powerful just to see where I am now, okay, versus where I used to be and how scared I was. And I didn't know what was going to be. I didn't know where I was going to land. I really didn't know. And the fact that I'm where I'm at now, I have a team. I have employees. Honey. It's insane. I want y'all to know I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. I just want to make sure that we're live on Instagram and YouTube, okay? If you guys see me live on Instagram, please leave a comment or something of that sort. I feel like I was... Let's go. Day 4. Connecting streaming software. What they talking about? Here I was thinking I was doing something, being prepared, doing this ahead of time. And now it's telling me all this extra stuff. Get it together, get it together. That's probably because I did it ahead of time. Okay, Sandra is here. Hey, Sandra. Happy Keishuary. We are here. I'm trying to see if the live on Instagram is working. Let me just see. Okay, look. Let me tell you, I'm going to share the story. And then y'all could, I think Instagram is live now. It should be working. I'm going to share the story because sometimes I think even our parents or people, people that influence our lives, adults, for them, it makes sense to be in a job where where there's stability, where there's benefits, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think it's working today, which is fine. Okay, let me just focus on YouTube, y'all. Which is fine, right? We wanna make sure that nothing is wrong with stability, and that's what the corporate job did. But I think for me, in the path that God had me on, it wasn't so much about the job. It was more so about, can I trust him? So one thing I love about what the Bible talks about, it says that God is the same today, yesterday, right? Today to yesterday and forever. Okay. He the same. And what does that mean? That means that he is consistent, right? If we read the stories in the Bible, sometimes we can feel like it's so far from us. It's so far removed from us, right? But the reality is that these stories are a representation of our stories and the stories to come and the stories that have passed, right? And one thing about God, he remains the same. The times change, people change, weather changes. I mean, y'all see what's going on. There was an earthquake in Boston like 2 times, right? Things change, but he does not change. And what I've found is that he has instructed his children, or his people, or a person, that he would instruct them to do things that are not the norm, right? So here I am. I'm gonna tell y'all tea. We're gonna get into it tonight. Who's ready? First of all, Lisa, who's in here? First of all, leave a comment, say hello. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. I'm happy that you guys are here joining me. And yeah. Okay. So first of all, so here I am. It's 2015. 2014. We're going way back. 2015 is really when it started, but 2014, I'll say it started too, because that's when I graduated college. I'm telling y'all my business right now. Yes. So basically, it's 2015, 2014, going into 2015. I just graduated college 2014. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. My plan was to go play ball overseas. I got a serious injury. It wasn't as bad as my previous injuries. If you play sports, you get injury. I had a foot injury, and I had plantar fasciitis. If you know anything about plantar fasciitis, you cannot walk. The pain is, I don't even know how I did it. Okay, but I was still playing ball with that, and things just didn't pan out the way I was wanted them to. Like, I wanted to play ball overseas. I was looking at Puerto Rico, I think, at the time. I was like, girl, I'm just gonna live in Puerto Rico, play ball, mind my business, stack this bread. And God had other plans. Okay, so I left. I graduated college, left Jersey. I actually thought I was gonna move back to Jersey, and that's a whole nother story. But so I left, and here I am in Boston, and I'm trying to figure things out. I was able to get a summer job. My friend was working at a job, and she was like, hey, you can't work at my site, but there's another site in Massachusetts, but it's really far out, and you'll have to sleep and live there for the summer. And I was like, what kind of job is this? Sleep, live there, eat there? So I was working with kids, international kids. And these kids have money, by the way. These kids were all over from Asia, all over the world, but mostly Asian students or children who were living in America for the summer. So here I am at Dean College. So they're on a college campus, and I'm living on this college campus with these kids. And I have all these ideas that I got from being in Haiti when I went to school. So my school, this is how I know God is so intentional. There were, how in the school you guys do like missionary trips with the school, or you visit a place and you learn there, or you are teaching there. So there was a missionary trip, and the trips are usually during the semester. It just so happened that the trip that I signed up for to go to Haiti was after graduation and after the semester, but I would still get credit for it. Crazy, right? So the summer of my graduation, I actually ended up, that's 2014, summer of 2014. I actually ended up going to Haiti. And that's how I got the idea for Queens Know. That's how I got all the visions. That's how I really felt like I heard from God. I felt so tapped in. I was like, God, look at Haiti. It's beautiful. It's my first time in the country. Everything I've seen previous to was on the news, what my family was telling me, what stories I've heard, and it was not good stuff. It was not good, but my experience was great, and it really changed my perspective. And just, I think I was inspired by the downtown area where people would wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. They're singing, they're going downtown with their rice or their clothing, whatever they were going to sell. And they have their businesses trying to make a profit. And I thought to myself, like, I could do this. Like, I could do this when I get back to the States, right? Maybe not a downtown, but there's social media, right? There's online. I could do this. So came back so inspired. And at the time, obviously, I was broke, so I had no money. So I literally did the job at Dean. And while I was at Dean, I met some amazing women that I actually still am connected to this day. One of them was the director, and another girl was she was just a girl from Boston who her mom actually happened to be a millionaire. So what would happen is the weekdays I'd be working, and then when we were off, I'd go to her house, or we would hang out, or I'd be around her mom, I'd be around her family. She lived in this beautiful, beautiful house. And for me, it was exposure. It was like, oh wow, like, God, I want this for myself. Like, I can see me doing it. I can see me getting to the bag. I can see it, whatever. So I'm inspired. I have this idea about blogging, about fashion, about clothing, about, just talking about my struggles as a plus size, tall, 6'1" girly. It was about me. How am I going to get to the bag? Right. And I remember just like blogging, like while I was working there, I started a blog and I would just type up stories. A lot of it was about Haiti at the time. And then fast forward, I started talking about, okay, after I was done sharing the trip to Haiti, that's how I actually started the blog. I wanted to share every day that I spent in Haiti, but it was long videos. Like, I didn't even think YouTube at that time. It was just long videos, so many pictures. I'm like, I need to share this, and I need to share it where family and friends can come and see and watch. And somebody, one of the nuns that I was staying with during the missionary trip was like, you should just start a blog. We have blogs where how we receive donations for, like, the kids that we work for. You could just start a blog and share. So that's literally how. So shout out to that nun, right? So she the one that made me start the blog. So I started the blog. It cost me nothing, right? And it cost you nothing to do the thing you have to do. Of course, it may cost, but to have faith, it just takes steps. It takes action steps. So whatever you're thinking, oh, I don't have enough, or whatever, you have enough. You have exactly what you need to do the steps and take the steps you need to take. So here we are, 2015. I'm doing the summer job. I'm being exposed to wealth in a way that I have not been. Like, I'm like, wait, your mom's a millionaire? She's like, yeah, she runs a daycare. Like, she has multiple daycares in the city of Boston. And like, I'm just being exposed to everything. So after that job ended, I really didn't know what I was going to do. Like, I traveled to New York, New Jersey every now and then. I thought about living out there, came back home, was trying to figure things out. So 2015, fast forward, finally, where 2014 ends, I'm in the new year, don't know what I'm doing. I have no job experience because I've been an athlete, a student athlete my whole life. So I have no job experience, right? And I somehow get favor from, I was interviewing at different places. I didn't even know what an investment firm was. I didn't know what they was doing in that place. I just saw it on LinkedIn. I just saw it on Indeed, and I applied. I got this interview, didn't know nothing. They were talking about stocks, bonds. Do you know how to sell? I didn't know what they was talking about. All I know is that the manager who was who was the top dog, basically he was the manager of that location. He was like I don't know, I can't think of the word, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? He basically ran that headquarter. They had different spaces in different places, and he was the top manager. Anyways, I ended up mentioning something. He saw on my resume basketball, and he happened to just love basketball and was a former coach. So that was my end, y'all. I talked to that man about everything I knew about basketball, and that literally I became his favorite. He wanted me to be his assistant. I think the job that I was applying for was not to work with him, but after that, Charlie, you couldn't tell me nothing. So I worked there, and I worked there knowing that, like, I didn't want to stay there. Like, I was like, oh, I'm just going to get a lot of experience, learn what it is that they're doing here, and then I'm out, right? So let's fast forward to 2017, let's say 2017. So I tried to leave maybe a year in, and a lot of places were like, you don't have enough experience. Like, you need more experience. You don't really, We need more experience. So I'm like, okay, 2 years in. And I always felt like God was like kind of telling me, like, you're not going to be here for long. But I was comfortable. I was getting paid. I was going out to eat. I was traveling. I was overindulging in everything. Okay. And I was not tithing. I didn't know nothing about that. It wasn't that I didn't know. I was living life for myself. Let's say that. But I also had this desire for Queen Snow. So 2015, at the end of 2015, right? So I started working there. And then August comes and I end up doing a fashion show for Queen Snow. And I just poured all my money, my checks into doing this fashion show. I had no idea how to do a fashion show. I just did it. Like, when I look back at how crazy, I just did it, and I got people to rally around me and be a part of the process, y'all. And I had a full fashion show, and that was the launch of Queen Snow. So August 2015 was the launch of Queen Snow, as you know it today. And it was a clothing brand. I was a mess. I didn't know nothing. I didn't understand. I was just I was just making money, spending money, making money, spending money. I didn't have a business plan. I just knew, oh, I want to make clothes. Well, let me just do it, right? And to be honest, I probably lost. I got a lot of money but I didn't know how to like steward over it. I was just spending. So we start the clothing line, we're pushing it. Social media is my favorite thing. I love creating content. So I start doing like community stuff. I'm like, who is available Saturday at 7 a.m.? We're meeting downtown Boston. Send me your size. We're doing an impromptu photo shoot. Join us. And then 20 girls would show up. And then we would really be downtown. People would be stopping us like, what is this? What is this clothing brand? What are you wearing? It was like summer of 2016. And I mean, it was just a movement. I was just so excited. I was so like, let's go. Like, let me create this. Let me create this. But no real structure. Okay. So 2018, 2017, I really feel like God is like calling me to leave the job. But I'm like, nah, I'm too comfortable right now. I'm making money right now. Like, I know first of all, Bitcoin, y'all, I invested in Bitcoin. This is what? This is poof. This is tough. I don't know what that means, Sandra. Tell me what you're talking about. So listen, I'm trying to think. Oh, this is good. Yes. So where was I? 2017. So I'm trying to leave the place, but I got a little comfortable. I was just doing me. And I felt like God was like, yo, Keisha, I'm trying to get your attention. You need to slow down. I'm trying to talk to you. I got some vision I want to give you, but I was not paying attention. But I felt the pull. And I knew God was telling me. I literally have journals, y'all. And you know what? In the next week, when we do reflection again, I will show you guys my journal entries of what I was thinking God was telling me, but I wasn't sure. And then like how I was feeling and how scared I was and how unsure I was and how like my family was reacting and all the things. I'm going to give tea next week. I promise. So here I am, it's 2017. It's literally November, and clear as day, God is telling me you're leaving the job. Guys, at the beginning of 2017 to the end, I literally was applying to every job you can think of. No one would hire me. At this point, I'm 3 years in, right? 2015, 2016, 2017, right? No one would hire me. And I feel like I was like, no, you're not getting another job. You're leaving. But I'm like, well, let me just transition. Like, no, y'all. Clear as day. I knew God was talking to me because he spoke to me in the way that I heard him when I was in Haiti. So here we are, November. I get in a car accident. Remind you, I just went up the street from my house. So I had a friend actually of mine who worked at the job where I used to work. And when she left, I took her position. And the only reason I met her is because of work outing. She ended up coming. And she was like, girl, you are me right now. Like, I know you're stressed. You're not supposed to be here. We need to get you another job. Like, she already knew what time it was. So there was so much going on. Of course, I was favored by my manager, but there was so much racism, just I don't even know if that's the SA word, but like people saying inappropriate things about me, to me, the black girl, she don't know what she's doing. But I actually ended up being really, really good at my job, and I could do things a lot faster than other people. I found shortcuts. But they were mad about that. They were mad I was on the internet, doing my thing while I was working, always on my phone texting, whatever. Anyways, but I got the job done. The job got done. Okay. So yeah, and then there's a lot. We're not gonna get into that. So I get in this car accident, near death experience car accident up the street from my house. I went up the street to go see my friend. We literally were talking about plans of taking a trip somewhere, and I was giving them like cash for my deposit. Literally, I didn't even go in my car. I went in my sister's car up the street from my house. A simple, guys, I want to tell you, 7 minutes, less than 7 minute drive. Less than 7 minute drive. It's raining. It's raining. It's pouring out, and I get in a car accident. This lady hits the car so hard, the car's totaled. I can't feel my arm. My knees are like the dashboard was in my knee. Like the particles was like in my knee. And I remember feeling like, oh, I'm dead. Like this is it. Like when it was about to happen, the way the woman was driving so fast, I was like, oh, it's over. I saw my life. You know when they say your life flashed before your eyes? My life was like, it flashed before my eyes. I saw everything. I was like, oh my goodness, God, you told me to leave. I was being so prideful. Everything you could think of. Let me see if I could pull up the picture for y'all. And everyone who saw that car was like, how are you alive? When I tell you I was bruised up, I was beat up, but I was not hurt the way I was supposed to be. I had a scar, and even now I sometimes see it. It was right here. It was just flesh. Let me show y'all the picture. Let me see if I can get it in my archives. And I really feel like at that point, I'm not saying that God did that to get my attention, but he definitely had the opportunity to to speak to me, and I had no choice but to hear. They put me on bed rest for 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks on bed rest, no movement, nothing. Okay. But they said that nothing was broken and stuff like that. I was just gonna be really, really bruised up, and I was. I had a neck brace, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all a picture. Y'all think this is a game? Let me show y'all. Not to mention, when I did post this, my brother was so upset. He's like, "Why do you have to share this with people? Why do you have to share everything?" Da, da, da. Yeah, this is before content was content, and I was doing it, and my family wasn't really happy about that, but that's okay. Let me try to find it. I'm almost there. Where are we? Yo, look at this old pictures of Keys. Where is this picture? Okay, so I put my 595. Hold on, y'all. The archives? The way I used to really dress. Funny. Look at this. Look at Keish. Can y'all see this? Look at me. Y'all see it? Can y'all see? Okay. I was tagging all the plus size clothing lines, like, hey, repost me. I want to show you guys. Where is it? Oh, you know what? I didn't archive it. It's on my page. It's on the page. It's on the page. I did not archive that post. So long story short, I get in this car accident, have to be in the bed, and I start praying, reading my word. And I know without a doubt, God is like, when you get back to work, and I had to get off work too. When you get back to work, you're leaving. I was like, oh my God, I gotta do it. This accident. I wasn't matured by faith enough. I just feel like, God, don't, I'm not gonna live if I don't listen to the God. I was so scared. But I just knew God was speaking to me. And that car accident literally scared me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to go like this. I don't want to leave this earth and not do what I was supposed to do. Hold on. Y'all, we're gonna figure this out. I want y'all to see. Hold on. Come on, come on. Or y'all could just go to my. Oh, yep. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? I'm trying to slide. I'm trying to slide. No. Oh. Look at this. Y'all. Y'all thought, look at this. So what ended up happening? Oh my God. Look at her. Defeated. Defeated. The medicine that they gave me, was the wrong medicine. And it ended up giving me an allergic reaction. They gave me the wrong medicine. I took the wrong medicine. So it ended up making me even worse and prolong my healing time. Y'all, look at her. Y'all see that? The scab on my head? Look at this. I don't know how I got this picture. I think somebody took this of me. Y'all see Keish? Oh Lord. Sorry. Now look at the car. Y'all ready for this? Drop an emoji if you're ready for this. Look at the car. I want you guys to see the car. Do y'all see that? I can't even. Y'all can see that. Y'all saw that. Literally, there's a dent. I'm gonna try to show y'all one more time. But I gotta turn that glare. If you see, all right, y'all gonna have to go to my Instagram, go all the way down. You'll see it. But y'all saw the first one. There's literally a dent in the glass for where my head hit it. The car was total loss. Literally total loss. And dang, I'm looking at the comments on this. This is when my brother was mad. He was like, why did you post that? So yeah, that was my last. Okay, I hear you, God. I'm gonna do it. So it's probably like the end of the year at this point, and I get back in December. So that happened in November. By December, mid-December, I'm back at work, right? And I'm still a little bruised up, whatever. And I didn't do it. I didn't leave. I didn't leave. I was like, God, maybe you're just making a mistake. Maybe you get somebody else to do it. That fear was serious, y'all. I didn't do it. Then Christmas time, that's usually when I get the most money. People give bonuses. Everybody's so generous. You get a pay raise. It don't be that much, but you know, the little bonuses that you be getting, it'd be good. Y'all, I started having issues with my paychecks. All of a sudden, payroll, something was going on with payroll, and it was just me. So I knew God was like, stop, keep playing with me, Keish. Payroll was messing up. I started getting attacked even more in that workplace, like racist things that like not supposed to happen at work were happening. Then I didn't get no bonus. I was like, oh nah, this is crazy. I ain't got no bonus. So then January comes. I'm like, all right, God, I'm gonna do it. January 12th comes and I finally gave my 2-week notice. I went in, spoke to my boss, who I was very close with, the manager at the time, and we cried together. He actually just passed away in 2024, so that was really sad. He really taught me a lot, and he just was so good to me. But he We cried together, and he was like, "Well, where are you gonna go, Keisha? Like, you can talk to me. Do you need time off?" And I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not gonna disclose. I just know I have to move on from here, and this has been great." And he was just like, "Are you sure?" Like, he just didn't want me to go, and I was just like, "Yeah, I have to go." And I remember leaving that day. I remember leaving 2 weeks after I gave that notice. I went on the 12th. I left. My last day was the 26th of January. And I remember leaving relieved. I was like, how am I relieved? The whole time I was scared. And then when I left, I was so relieved. I felt a weight lifted off me. I felt like, okay, now I get to live, but I'm going to do it your way, God. I'm going to slow down, y'all. Sometimes our mouth and our words are ready for something, but we're not actually ready. And I wasn't. So I left that and I went through it. Okay, so I had savings, I had invested in Bitcoin, took out my money at that time. That was probably not the best thing to do because I would have been a Bitcoin millionaire. But I was just thinking like, okay, provision, like I need to make sure I'm set. This is gonna be great. I can still live my lifestyle, get my nails done, travel. Uh-uh. That was not the case. I did that for a little while, but it had to start. I realized like, oh, I don't have income coming in. Like this, I have to budget. I have to slow down. Child, it took me a long time to get to where I was going. It took me a while. And I didn't even think when I got it, I understood it. By 2018 came, that's when I quit my job. So 2018, January 26th, I left. By May, I ain't have a dollar. I ain't have a dollar to my name by May, June. And here I am on this hiatus. People know me for Queens. No, look at Keisha. She's doing all these things and traveling, and look at her social media, all this stuff. Child, by June, stripped. I ain't have a thing. I ain't have a dollar. And I'm so grateful for my parents and my family who supported me. So I never looked like what I went through, but I was broke like a joke. Okay. And I was broken on the inside. So that journey from 2018, 2019, 2020, all of it was God preparing me. It was God stripping me. It was God teaching me. It was God being, can I be real? It was God being patient with me. Patient. Because he would tell me to do this and I would do what I wanted to do. Right? The clothing brand, God was trying to tell me to no, you're no longer a clothing brand. You can have the clothing line, but I need you to pour into these women. I need you to tell them how to start a business. And I'm like, what? I'm still trying to figure this out. How I'm going to help them? And I just kept playing, what's that called? Tit for tat. I'll step 1 foot in, take 10 steps back. 1 foot in, 20 steps back. But on the outside, I think people would say, Keisha, wow, she did this. She started this business. Look at her. She's a child broken. So 2019 was the first time that I went to therapy and I needed it. Obviously, I think if you're an entrepreneur, for sure, I think everybody needs to do therapy. That's my opinion. You got to do it. You need it. Do it. But that was my first time doing therapy, and it really helped me. But I was 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Here's what I learned about myself and humans. If you're one way in one area of your life, you will be that way in other areas of your life. And that's why it's so important, if you have a community and have people in your life, if they're telling you, giving you feedback on one thing, it will translate for other things. So get your act together in that one thing so that you can operate great in those other things. So my therapist could see that I was inconsistent. I would dip one toe in, dip one toe out. Because when things would get real deep, when she would try to ask me deep, intense questions and get at the root of what the trauma I was trying to eat, the trauma I was drinking, the trauma I was trying to mask with relationships, with men, with clothing, with being loud. That therapist got me together. Okay. And every time it would get to that point where I knew it was going to go into this, I would have to face myself. I ran and then I'd come back. I'll come crawling back. I ran, then I'll come crawling back. That's the prodigal son. And I was doing the same thing with God. I was doing the same thing with my relationships with men. I was doing the same thing with my business. For me to have started Queen's No in 2015, there's so much I feel like God was trying to do and allow me to develop. And I couldn't because I couldn't be consistent. I couldn't show up consistently. I have one foot in, out, one foot in. So the result, what I'm grateful for is God's grace and his mercy, and that he never left me, never left me. Even when I left him, even when I didn't deserve him, he stayed locked in. He saw this version of me. He saw this version of me and said, all right, keep going, girl. You're going to get there one day. You're going to get there one day. So in 2018, what I noticed about God is that he allows me to experience things before they like happen. And when I say that, 2018 for me and 2019, I couldn't shop or do the things. I was broke, right? So I was isolating myself. I was literally in quarantine. Friends calling and not picking up. Friends trying to see me, not answering. Couldn't go do my nails, hair. Everything I'm doing is at home medicine, at home beauty. I was in a quarantine. I was in a quarantine. And that quarantine ended up allowing me to thrive in the pandemic because I was like, oh, I've been here. I know what to do here. I'm tapped in. I know what time it is. Right. So I'm in isolation. I'm in a quarantine. I'm getting therapy. I'm having to face myself, even though I'm not consistent in it. There's some healing happening, right? There's some shaking of the boots. And fast forward, the pandemic happens and I thrive in the pandemic. My business is doing the things that I feel like God was already trying to do, but my heart posture, my character wasn't right in 2015 and previous years. So pandemic happens, we grow an audience and we start to do more community things. So we did an event virtually called the Haitian Women's Empowerment Brunch. People from New York, Atlanta, everywhere came to this virtual event and knew about Queens. So it brought awareness. And it allowed us, when the pandemic was over, to go to New York to do an event, right? And all I could see at the time, I remember in 2018, when I left the job, I did a fast. It was my first fast. And God gave me vision about my future. Like I saw a vision of not who my husband was specifically, but I saw me in a marriage. And I saw me like catering to this man and loving this man. And I was like, oh, that's different, because the unhealed Keisha was not doing, I don't need no man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take me out to eat. But I saw that vision. I saw me speaking to large crowds and like speaking life into people. And I could see like dead things that were in them were coming alive. I could see myself traveling and I could see myself doing all these things that I was like, whoa, we lit. And I thought when I quit this job, I become this. Like, God, you're giving me this vision. 2018, I'm gonna be this. This is not for later. This is for right now, right? We would love that microwave for sure. But no, he had a journey to take me on, child, and it was up and down, up and down, up and down. Not to mention the relationships that I got into that were toxic and, just set me back from the healing process and were distractions and, just all the things. So I quit 7 years ago. And to think on this 7-year journey, when I quit, I had no idea what was to come. God did not. He gave me that vision and everything after I quit. After I did the 21-day fast, right? After I quit, he gave me that vision, right? But even him telling me to quit, there was no blueprint. He didn't say quit and then you're going to go through this and you're going to do therapy and you're going to, be in a deep depression. You're going to be in isolation. He ain't tell me the details because he know I would never did it. I wasn't even trying to do it when I didn't know the detail. But I literally did not know. And right now, maybe God is telling you to do something and you do not know what the outcome is going to be. You have no idea. And I would just say to you, take the step. Take the step. Don't look back. Don't question it. Don't think about it. Just go. I would say like just act like you're jumping off a bridge. Just whoop, figure it out later. There were so many instances in my life that God was showing me that this leap is going to lead to you being something that you did not know you could be. I remember when I went to Martha's Vineyard and everybody was jumping off the Jaws Bridge. And I remember thinking, I know how to swim, but can I swim in like a big body of water? Can I take this leap? And I kept seeing the little kids who their parents were telling them, go, go, jump, jump, and they encouraging them. This is something they probably live in Martha's Vineyard, been doing this all their lives. They know how to swim. I know how to swim YMCA water. You know, YMCA, being from the hood, they used to give the hood kids like a couple free weeks in the summer to be a part of a summer program. So me and my sister learned how to swim. My sister learned how to swim. But I remember feeling like I got to know how to swim. Do I? And I was like, well, how will I know? And I remember just seeing the kids going with so much confidence. Y'all, I jumped off that bridge and I swam up. I sunk for real. And I was like, oh my God, it's over. But then I just kept climbing. I just kept climbing until I saw the tippity top. The top, and I swam to the shore. Thank you, Jesus. Come on now. And just like that, some of you are thinking, if I take this jump, if I take this leap, can I swim? Can I really survive? Can I really become what God is saying? And you have to know that it is not a one-day journey. It is a long journey, but it's well worth it. I can sit in here, in me, in this, and I can say the 7 years ago when I walked away from my corporate job, that was the best decision I could have ever made. That was the best decision that I could ever make, to listen, even at the time, I wasn't really confident. Can I hear from God? Right? But I'm saying it and I'm like, well, whatever the end result will be, we'll see. And now when I see my life, now when I see me speaking in front of people, when I see the vision, I'm still single, y'all. I'm still single, but the marriage is coming. I see the woman that I am now, and the vision makes sense. It didn't make sense back then. It didn't make sense for me to be speaking to people and trying to pour into people when I was broken, when I was hurt. But God saw me and he said, yes, her, let's go. Let's go on this journey. And God sees you and he wants you to go on this journey. Maybe it's not leaving the corporate job. Maybe it's not the same thing, but it's something. It's something. And there's fear, right? You're scared because you're just like, well, am I even hearing from God? How will I know? You won't know till you jump. Yo, I did not know I could swim for real until I jumped. I don't think I'll do that again. But at least I know for myself, girl, you can swim. If anything happens, anything else fails, you can swim and get to shore. You know what I mean? But it's not even about that. It's about taking the step, taking the leap, and trusting God, y'all. That is my story. There's so much other things that didn't get a chance to tell y'all, but I don't want to make this video so long. I know it's long, but thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being a part of day 4. I hope that this inspires you. I hope that you guys are able to watch the replay. Share this with your friends. Join me tomorrow. I believe tomorrow is makeup. We're doing makeup. Yeah, we're going to do makeup tomorrow. And then on Thursday, I believe, is the Bible study. And then Friday, I think I'm inviting Naya and S to come and join me for a wrap up. If not this week, next week for sure. You guys, thank you. 28 days. We are 4 days in and it's been amazing. If you have questions, you want to know more, just shoot me a DM. If you're enjoying the series, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. If there's not anything else, we're going to sign out. Thank you for joining. Day 4 is a wrap. Round of applause. We're here and we're blessed and God is good. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for day 5. Day 5 of Keishuary. Okay, the love challenge, love month. Okay, we're here spreading love, being love. I will see y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Same time, same place. Okay.